Let's see how long this takes me to film this video. Alright, cup of water. Lipstick everywhere. Hi everyone, today I'm going to be talking about my nose piercing experience. I had done a video very similar to this in the past, a few years ago, but I wanted to remake it for many reasons. One of it being I just thought it wasn't really organized, so with that being said, let's get started. So I got my nose piercing when I was about 17, it's 4 years now. And just to clarify, it's this one right here, not my septum. I went to my local tattoo / piercing parlor studio. If you're in the Orlando area, I'm gonna list it down below if you'd like to check them out. They're pretty reputable and I've gone there for every single piercing I've done so far. The process itself was pretty easygoing. I had to fill out some forms, and since I was 17 at the time, I had to get some stuff notarized, and then once that was finished with, the dude took me into a room, got the equipment ready. This is a very general and really brief overview of how it's like to go into a place and get something professionally pierced. Whoops. Sterile stuff, needles, gloves, and all that jazz, and then he marked the spot on my nose, general area of where, you know, the piercing was going to go into. I gave him the okay. I'm pretty easygoing about stuff like that, so I wasn't switching up the location like a million times. He sat me down, talked me through the process of how it was going to be like. We both agreed that I was going to exhale, and on the exhale the needle goes through, followed with the jewelry, and I decided to go with the stud at the time because I was 17 and my mother did not want me to get a hoop, so I went with that. Pain overall, I would say, is a 3 out of 10, 1 being no pain, 10 being childbirth. I'm just gonna equate 10 to childbirth. It was a 3. Putting in the jewelry would be a 3.5 to 4 out of 10. Just because my nose was pretty tender after a needle just got pushed through it, but it wasn't horrible, it wasn't unbearable, it was just a little uncomfortable. So the process with the actual piercing itself and the paperwork was really easygoing. It didn't take too long, but it's really the healing process that kicked my ass and just made me really hate life because it was not fun. It was not fun at all. Like I said, everything went okay. The initial moments that I got it pierced, and even some of the days following the fresh piercing itself, it was pretty easygoing. But then I started noticing this bump that like formed right over the actual entrance itself, and it seemed to have gotten bigger throughout the days, and then it started like changing colors on me, and it really freaked me out because it was completely hideous, and I've never seen a bump form from any of my piercings previous to that before. I believe the bump was actually a keloid, and I had done some like googling to figure out if there was some home remedies or whatever that I could do to combat that disgusting bump that just somehow formed right before my senior graduation. And after some very extensive research, I went to my local pharmacy, picked up some tea tree oil, and then I used the S treatment, which is the sea salt soak treatment. And I just followed what it said online accordingly, and then the bump was gone not that long afterward, just in time for graduation, so I was pretty psyched about that. I realized that the bump probably occurred because during the process of the initial healing days and then some of the days after, towards when this bump started forming, I had changed my jewelry, and I had this really stupid tendency, like don't do it, to constantly mess with my nose piercing because I was like so fascinated with this piece of, you know, jewelry sitting in my nostril. My hands were clean. I was sure to always wash my hands with soap before I touched the jewelry, but it's just as a precaution, don't mess around with your jewelry when it's healing because you don't know what type of crap can get in there. You don't know what type of debris and nastiness gets into that wound of yours because you might get a keloid and nastiness might ensue. I believe if I hadn't been so eager to change out my jewelry to a hoop, I probably wouldn't have formed that bump over my nose, and it did leave a little bit of scarring after it had healed up. It was a bit of a darker sort of mark. It wasn't like green or blue because I know some nose piercings cause that. It was just like a very dark discoloration, but after some more time it seemed to have faded, and now I don't have any sort of scarring that's so visible to a person that it's, you know, obvious that I had something weird happen and grow on my nose. That was about a few years ago. It hasn't returned since then, and actually my nose piercing has been extremely easygoing, and the scarring now is very minimal. It looks like just a blackhead, and you wouldn't really even be able to tell that I have a piercing because I think it just camouflages so well with all my other acne problems on my face that looking head on, I don't think you can even tell that I have my nose pierced. Definitely not from a distance, you can't tell either. So I would say, honestly, the scarring to this is minimal if you take good care of it, and if you don't screw around with it when it's healing, it's going to heal perfectly fine. It's going to look like a typical blackhead. So overall, I'd consider the process of getting my nose pierced to be a very easy experience. Even though the aftercare and the healing process kind of kicked my ass in that aspect, it was pretty easy to treat, and since then I hadn't had any problems in regards to my nose piercing, and it's been very easygoing since then. With that being said, I just want to say thanks for watching my video, and if you have any questions in regards to anything mentioned today, just leave me a comment and I will do my very best to get to it as soon as I can. With that being said, peace, love, unity, and respect. I'll see you guys later. Bye. I don't like that either. You know what? No, I'm just gonna restart everything. Okay, don't. Okay. I look so tired on camera. Like, I don't know what it is about me getting recorded, but I feel like my bitch face intensifies and then I get even more just tired looking. Oh my god. And I want to apologize for my acne. This is just out of control. Oh my god.